I'm in my shop. It's 32 degrees inside. Outdoors 18 degrees. That's in Fahrenheit, which we use. This is our indoors 0 degrees or 7.4 degrees in Celsius. I have no idea what that means, because Celsius is just like Greek to me. I have no idea. Anyway, it's pretty cold in here. I'm making this video for Andrew. This is my CMA 450. It is 1983. You know, I can't remember if it's 83 or 84. I keep getting that screwed up. It's got the neat little deal right here. I'll have to look on the other side. I haven't driven it in about 6 months, which I should have done. No, I guess it is. Look at that. Oh. Well, I can't move it. Let's see. Yeah, you can see right there. It says 1983. So that means, oh, I don't like the looks of that. That means that's what it is. Anyway, Andrew had a question about the key system, and like I said, this bike is all original. It's got 6,000 miles on it in 25 years. My grandfather owned it. He died 20 something years ago and gave it to me, and I never bothered to rebuild it. What we have is an off P ignition on here. Now he wanted to know where the ignition number is, and I have looked for that and I cannot find it, but I will tell you what I have found. First of all, I went and got this, I buy all my parts at Bike Bandits for my racing moped and for my, excuse the mess, I've been doing a lot of painting, and my Honda 85 gyro. This climber manual you can purchase at Bike Bandit. Under manuals, it'll say Honda 400 to 450cc twins. This is not the bike, my bike on the front of it. The nice thing about it is it covers the automatic, which is, the automatic is was a kind of a odd thing that they did on these bikes, and I think they were a lot more prevalent on the bigger bikes, 750s I think. But like up here on the right, you can see it says brake. On the left, that's a brake, and this other side is a brake. It has no clutch. It just has, if you push the gear right down here once, you will get first gear. Push down again, you get second gear. First gear, according to this red line on the inside next to the white dial, works up to 50 miles an hour. It'll say the 1 right there, and then keep on going to 2, or you switch from 1 to 2, then it'll go up to 100 miles an hour. I've only had it up to about 80, but hell, that's all you need, really. It's a little bit dusty. What I want to show Andrew on the keys over here, what I have found and what I did research on, because I've gotten keys for my older bikes. These are the 2 Honda keys that came with it. They each say 410 on them. Now, these keys you cannot get anymore at all. I know that for a fact. What I did was on my my little gyro here, I wanted to get some more keys. And Honda has got this little screw job thing of theirs. They're $8 for a blank key. Don't try to get one in town or anywhere else, you won't find one. This is a replacement key that I got for the moped. Now the thing about the replacement key is this, and I looked it up for Andrew today on Bike Bandit. It's the same problem that I have with my little gyro. Honda offers a Type 1 and a Type 2 key. And what that means, it's very, very simple. What it means is that if you notice these little tiny slots right here, this has a cutout on the bottom side. Alright? And it has to go in like this. Now, if you were to get the Type 2 key, which is this is Type 1, let's say, then it'll look exactly like this, except it will have a cutout on the bottom. I know that sounds weird, but in order for me to get the key that I needed, I had to order one blank type 1 and one blank type 2. Because I'll tell you what, there is no way in hell that you can tell by looking at these keys right here if they're a type 1 or a type 2. They're $8 a piece at Bike Bandit. What you need to do, Andrew, is you get one of each if you want one of these keys. Unless you can figure out which is type 1 or type 2. Your bike will either be type 1 or type 2, but you won't know. As soon as you get the key blank and you find out which one it is, I would suggest if you get both keys and don't do what I did, don't open both packages and check them out, because they look exactly the same and I don't know which one it is now. But find out which one works, you can send the other one back. And then what you need to do is you need to find a key maker that does not use an electronic key set, or these newfangled ones you find at all the shopping centers. You have to find the old style key maker somewhere where they just put it on a grinder and grind it out, because that's the only kind these will work on. That'll save you some time trying to figure out where to go to do it. And this climber manual here it's excellent on the transmissions, which is look at this. I mean, whoever did this bullshit probably worked on the space shuttle too. Look at all that. It's only got a first and second gearing in it, but it's got more bells and whistles. Those are your valves right there. Bells and whistles than an Apollo Redstone rocket. It even tells you in the back here, it tells you how to paint the frame, what kind of paint to use, how to do, this is the shop manual. I forget what it cost me, but if you want to buy a shop manual from, say, see, here's your crankcase breather. If you want to buy a shop case manual from, say, like Honda, they'll cost you probably about $150 a piece. Here's your exploded view of your carburetors, which, now Andrew, let me give you another piece of advice from my friend. If you go to Bike Bandit and you want a carburetor rebuild kit, now you're thinking, hey, that's great, it's only 35 bucks, they'll send me the whole kit. No, hold it, wait, stop the record right there. They will, for 35 bucks, they will only send you the rebuild kit for one carburetor. So if you want to rebuild your carbs, and they're a little tricky, I rebuilt mine without any instructions because I'm real good at carbs. But if you want to do it with Bike Bandit parts, remember, order 2 kits, 70 bucks. And I noticed on that deal, they didn't throw any Vaseline in either when I was getting screwed, writing out the check for that one too. But this manual is really, real helpful. I'm just praying that I don't have to do any major tear downs, because I haven't touched the motor at all. The only thing I've done, I've changed the battery, I've rebuilt the carburetors, and the carburetors are an absolute bitch to get out. They are, I don't know how you get them out, besides cutting the bike in half, taking them off. They are a real bitch. And then, if you do take your carbs off, there is only a one-way trick to putting these cables. This is a real tricky cable system. This cable system for the throttle right here, it's a push-pull advice. You don't have one cable that pulls the Venturis up and open. It doesn't work that way. What you have is you have one cable that pulls on the bottom part of a fulcrum, circular fulcrum, right next to the bottom of the carb, and then there's another line right here that pulls on the top part of the fulcrum. It's a good idea to do it that way. The only problem is you have to put this cable on your carbs, loosen everything up, and you can, everything's in the middle, if you can notice right here. Okay, you can think about getting your hands down in there. Well, you can't. Okay, so you got to do it all one way. And you'll notice on my bike, you see there's no oil, there's no spills, there's no leaks, there's nothing. It just came that way. And I really don't want to touch it because I'm afraid I'm going to screw something up. So if you ever go to rebuild your carbs and you'll get them all done and you're real happy, and then you'll try and put the throttle on, contact me, because it is a royal bitch to try and do it. It really is. And you got to be careful, because half the parts on this bike are not available. And that leads me to another thing that I piece of advice that I want to give you, Andrew. You can go get the schematics for the whole bike and the climber shop manual at bikebandit.com. I bought all of my racing, not racing, but all of my replacement parts for the Hondas that I can. The little gyro here, they're all the relevant parts, like the plastics and everything, and you can't get anything. You can't even get the damn stickers for it. But if you can't find parts for your bike, I will give you the next best place. Pop into eBay and punch in 1983 CMA 450. That's the automatic. It's a CM automatic. If you own the 450 like this, that's non-automatic, it will be a CM 450. And a lot of times you can find some good deals in there. They used to have great deals when it was back when it was an auction site, and now it's just a screw you and take your money site. I mean, eBay used to be a great auction place, but now you can't find a deal for nothing. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, there's my bike, and if you need any advice or any more pictures, if anyone is rebuilding one of these, I'd just be glad to go over it and put it on the internet, because that's what I do. I make movies, and I've decided that I'm going to just help out the world, and who knows, maybe 20 years from now everything will be a little different. Okay.